Hey y'all, Moses here. Doing something a little bit different today, not something I've done in quite some time, and that is looking at a brand new mouse from SteelSeries, and that is the Rival 600. Now I'm going to be doing an unboxing and slight review. I've only had it since this morning. However, I used it for a full session on stream today at twitch.tv/wtfmoses playing PUBG. And now I've had the opportunity to use a lot of different mice. I have a couple of Zowies, I've used a couple of different Logitechs, wireless, wired, large, small, ambidextrous, right-handed. Haven't used any left-handed mice because I am not left-handed, but ultimately I've had a lot of experience with a lot of different mice, and now this one struck me just a little bit different. As soon as I took it out of the box, which I will kind of show you going through now, just looking over some of the stuff it comes with, it shows Evil Genius's Sumail on the inside of the box, the little box actually containing the mouse. A little bit blurb about, just some stuff I honestly didn't read. I wanted to get to the nitty gritty, and that was the mouse and the contents inside. Now, it doesn't contain a lot of stuff. It has the cable that is detachable from the Rival 600, the Rival 600 itself, as well as a little pouch containing the weights. Now, the weights are not something I really mess with. They come in a nice little rubberized case. You can use them to weight down your mouse cable if you want. But that's not something that I would ever do. I'll probably just chuck these things in a drawer and never look at them again until I decide that something's wrong with my aim and use the weight distribution maybe to help fix it or something. But, to be honest, the mouse itself felt comfortable right out of the gate. Not something that I was really Well, actually, I was expecting it, if I'm going to be completely honest. I've watched a few of the other reviews, as I imagine you might have as well if you're watching this. But if you're here just to get my opinion and expect me to go super in-depth with the mouse, I suggest you go check out Rocket Jump Ninja's review, which is much more in-depth and technical from a mechanics standpoint and the clicking and what have you. I did some of the same tests, which I will include here, but ultimately, I just wanted to get a mouse that I could use and play good with, and something that I just wanted to try out, something that was new. I'm a big peripheral nerd, and that's the reason why I just bought this mouse. So I picked it up as soon as I could, as soon as I saw other people saying it was good, because I just like trying new things. So regardless, the one thing I noticed right out of the gate was that the mouse just felt comfortable. Now, this is something that was stated in other reviews, but sometimes you have to get used to a feel of a new mouse. I've been using the EC2A from Zowie for the last couple of months. And before that, I was using the G900 from Logitech. So, those mice are fairly different in shape, one being an ambidextrous, one being a specific right-hand mouse in the EC2A. So the Rival, I don't believe, is ambidextrous. I don't think it is. I don't think so. Anyway, so going from the EC2A to the new SteelSeries was fairly easy because the mice are similar in shape. Now, I have a few other mice to kind of show you the differences between the G403, which is another very popular option and a very similar shape to the Rival, as well as the EC2A on the far right, and then the FK2 from Zowie. I did not go and get my G900, so sorry for not including that. It's in my other room, so too difficult. Anyway, so you can see here the comparisons between the EC2A and the from Zowie, the G403, and then finally the SteelSeries. I would say that the G403 is more similar to the SteelSeries than the EC2A is, but they are all very similar in shape. And the G403 is just a little bit more pronounced in the hump, so a little bit easier for larger hands. Now, I have a medium-sized hand, so the G403 is comfortable to me. The EC2A was comfortable to me, but honestly, the SteelSeries is just one notch above both of those options. I couldn't quite put my finger on, well, that's a pun. I'm not going to go down that road. I could feel it right away. It just didn't seem foreign in my hands, and that's not something that I can say when changing mice a lot, is that oftentimes I'll have to get used to it, a little bit of a break-in period. Not so with the SteelSeries. So that's something that I really liked right off the bat. I jumped right onto stream, and I will show you the first kill that I landed with the new Rival 600. Just so it's not as difficult to deal with. This mouse is amazing. Best mouse I've ever used. So honestly, I got a little excited there. Just an easy early game kill, not a big deal, but really I've used a lot of different mice specifically for PUBG, and honestly it's hard to kind of gauge because mice are used for so many different kinds of games. I almost exclusively play PUBG as a shooter. I don't play a lot of CS. I don't play a lot else, to be honest. So when I fired up Aim Hero just to get, just to get warmed up, I guess you could say, before my first round, I noticed right away that it just felt fluid. I can't, it's like getting a new pair of sneakers and expecting you to run faster or jump higher. I may be a little bit of a placebo effect, but I just felt comfortable with the mouse once I set it up inside the SteelSeries engine, which is actually a refreshingly nice front-end management system, or a software management system for the mouse. A lot of customization there. You can set the lift-off distance, the angle snapping, something I don't really know too much about. You can set between the two DPI settings. I set mine to 400, which is my default DPI, and 800 for when I'm just using my computer normally, not playing shooters. So just the engine itself seemed quite nice. Customize the colors, all that kind of stuff. I've never used a SteelSeries product that required the engine before, so I was very skeptical in using a heavier piece of software. It's 100 megabytes to download, which to me is a lot, but it did a firmware update, and I messed around with a few of the settings, and I was ready to go very, very quickly. So not a ton of menu jumping or anything like that to get it all situated. I was quite happy with it. So as far as the buttons are concerned, I made the joke on stream that is a medium rare click. I don't really know how to measure clicking resistance, but it is a fairly neutral and accessible, not too hard, not too soft. I kind of gauge my clicks between the Scream 1 from Final Mouse, which was a very sensitive click, and then the EC2A, which is a little bit harder of a resistance, but not too bad. But the Rival falls somewhere in the middle there and is, not quite as nice as the G403, but very, very close. The G403 has a much nicer, smoother action to it than most mice, but it is very close to the Rival 600, so I can't dock any points there. But really handling the mouse, moving it around, there has been some noise noted in other reviews. I don't notice it. It's not rough like the Scream 1, which was the last mouse I really kind of dove deep on, had kind of sharp mice feet on it that needed to be worn in over the period of a few days, whereas the Rival is noisier, I guess you could say, but it isn't. It doesn't provide a lot of resistance. So there's no really noticeable resistance there on my glorious 3XL mouse mat. So I don't know if that's something to worry about necessarily, but it might still require some breaking in from you on your end, depending on whether or not you have a different mouse pad or just a different standard of smoothness than I do. The side buttons took a little bit of getting used to from the Zowie, but that's just, again, something to get accustomed to with a new mouse. They all have very similar depression resistance. I would put them at a medium, not a medium rare like the other clicks, but a hard medium as far as resistance required to press, but otherwise very nice buttons. I did not take the sides off. I didn't do that at all. I don't care about weights. I don't care about, taking it down to try to use it without the sides on it. I just took it out of the box, plugged it in, and started using it, and it felt good. So I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a montage here because honestly, I was blown away with how well I played today. I don't know if it was just luck or circumstance, but I felt like I was hitting my shots. I felt like I was performing well, and I didn't even think about the mouse, which is something that you want to be doing when you're playing the game. You don't want to be thinking about your peripherals. You don't want to be thinking about the new mouse. You don't want to be trying to adjust it to a point where you can just, be comfortable with it. It didn't take days. I knocked out 4 solo wins today in 4 hours, which is, by my standard, amazing. By some other standards, not as great. Now, it could have been the players. It could have been the mouse. It could have been a lot of different things, but I enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed all the gaming. I hit shots that I think I normally might hit, but they just felt a little bit better today. So I don't want to pontificate too much on the subjective. I will say that this is my go-to mouse. This will be my primary daily driver going forward. I was very impressed with it. I'm sure I need to spend more time with it to really understand its nuance, either good or bad, or even just the identity of the mouse itself. I'm going way too deep on this. The mouse is great. If you're looking for my recommendation for a great mouse for PUBG, this is the one. SteelSeries this is the first product I've bought from them. It seems very solid at the very least, and I think it deserves all the praise it's been getting. So I will leave you with some gameplay, as I probably already have. But regardless, I'll leave a couple of clips at the end of this as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the product review, leave a like on the video. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts if you'd like me to maybe do more of this type of thing. This is not a sponsored review, by the way. This is just a normal review. I bought the mouse, not a sellout, unless I put an ad at the front, which I probably will. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at wtfmoses, and again on Twitch at wtfmoses on there as well. Thank you guys, and until next time, I'll see you out there.